Silver just hit $100 an ounce in Shanghai, and if you weren't watching closely, you missed it. This wasn't just a price spike, it was a fundamental break in the silver market. While the West slept, the East set a new price, and the financial media, they're calling it a glitch, hoping you'll just scroll past and forget about it. But I'm telling you, what happened overnight is no accident. This isn't some temporary blip. It's a seismic shift, and it's already changing the game. The West is completely missing the bigger picture, and by the time mainstream media picks up on it, the opportunity will be long gone. Why does this matter to you? Because this isn't a silver price jump. It's a global market breakdown. Stick with me because I'm about to break it all down for you, and you need to understand what's happening before it's too late. Now, here's where it gets interesting. What just happened in Shanghai wasn't a one-off event. It's part of a much bigger picture. While everyone's distracted by the noise, there's something far more sinister happening behind the scenes. Silver's price is moving in a way that no one expected, and it's leaving the Western markets completely behind. The gap between East and West is growing by the hour, but here's the question you need to ask yourself. What if this isn't a short-term blip? What if this is the start of something that's going to shake the entire financial system to its core? The real danger isn't the price going up, it's what's going to happen when the pressure from the East forces the West to react, and right now they're not prepared. Here's the first hard truth. This is not a rally. What we're witnessing is a complete reset of the silver market. Forget about the usual price charts and Fed policies. Those don't matter right now. The $100 print in Shanghai is just the surface. The real story lies in what's happening with the physical metal. Silver is draining out of the COMEX and the LBMA at an unprecedented rate. And that arbitrage gap, it's now a staggering $13.89. This isn't just a spread, it's a chasm, a divide so massive that it's tearing apart the very structure of the silver market. The Western exchanges are desperate to cover it up, but they can't. They can print paper contracts all day long, but they cannot print real silver. And the worst part, the pressure is building faster than anyone predicted. When the physical supply starts running dry, things will snap. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Now, it's about to get even more intense. What's happening right now isn't some temporary glitch. It's the beginning of a massive shift. Think back to other market moments when the cracks first started showing, like the 2008 crash. The difference? This time, the pressure is coming from the physical market, not just paper trades. The East is playing a whole different game, and the West is scrambling to catch up. But here's the kicker. This could become the new normal. The way things are unfolding, we're witnessing a complete decoupling of the Eastern and Western markets, something that should never happen in a healthy financial system. And if this continues, if that gap keeps growing, we could see a total collapse of the Western market structure. You need to understand, this isn't just a price spike. This is the beginning of something far bigger. And here's where the real alarm bells start ringing. The evidence is stacking up, and it's worse than anyone anticipated. The price in Shanghai is showing just how bad things are getting. Meanwhile, the Western exchanges are still stuck at $89, trying to play catch-up. But here's what you need to understand. The gap isn't just a number. It's a signal that the system is cracking under its own weight. And the more it drags on, the harder it will be for the West to close it. The physical drain happening right now is the true story, and the markets are ignoring it. What's more, silver is outperforming gold by nearly 4 times in just a few hours. This isn't just a short-term anomaly, it's a sign that silver has taken the lead. When that happens, you know you're in the parabolic phase of a market. And let me tell you, once you're in this phase, there's no going back. Now things are escalating fast. The pressure from the East isn't just a number on a screen. It's real, and it's moving quicker than anyone expected. You're seeing the effects already. Supply is draining out of New York and London's vaults at a rate that's impossible to ignore, and it's not stopping. In fact, it's speeding up. We're looking at 2 or 3 major developments right now, all hitting at once. The arbitrage gap is widening, the price pressure is building, and the physical supply is slipping away all at once. This is the perfect storm, and we're in the middle of it. But here's the question, what happens if this continues? What happens when the Western markets can't meet the demand anymore. We're about to find out. And trust me, you don't want to be on the wrong side of this when it blows wide open. Now let's zoom out and put this in perspective. What's happening isn't just a headline, it's affecting real people, you, in a very direct way. This isn't just about big players or Wall Street. This is about the supply chain for everything that uses silver. From solar panels to electronics, industries are getting squeezed, and they don't have the luxury of waiting for the price to correct. The silver that was supposed to go into these products is now being rerouted to Eastern buyers who are willing to pay a massive premium. And you know what happens when that physical supply dries up in the West? Prices surge. And that's when ordinary consumers feel it. If you're watching this and you're a holder or stacker, you're already starting to see premiums rise at your local dealers. And this isn't going to stop anytime soon. So what are you going to do when you realize that the silver you want is suddenly out of reach? If this feels familiar, drop a comment below, because this is only the beginning and it's going to get worse before it gets better. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The system is designed to make sure this doesn't happen, but the mechanisms that are supposed to keep things running smoothly are failing. It's not just about supply and demand anymore. It's about the incentives built into the system. And right now, those incentives are pushing the metal east, where buyers are willing to pay premium prices. Meanwhile, the Western exchanges are stuck in a game of catch-up, hoping the pressure will ease. It's not going to. What we're seeing here is a mechanism failure. And it's about leverage, fear, and the spectacle of a market that can no longer control its own supply. The silver squeeze is just the symptom, not the cause. The root issue? A global market that's fragile and built on paper promises, not the hard assets that actually back the price. And that's where the real danger lies. When the physical metal moves and the paper contracts can't keep up, the whole system starts to break down. It's not just silver, it's the financial systems built on top of it. So what happens next? There are two paths we're looking at right now, and both are unsettling. First, if the West closes this $13 gap and catches up with the East, we might see some stabilization. But that's assuming the Western markets can act fast enough. And honestly, that's becoming less and less likely. The second path, if the gap keeps widening, the pressure on the physical market will only grow. If that happens, we're not just talking about a price reset. We're talking about a complete collapse of the Western pricing structure. It's not just the market shifting, it's the entire foundation coming undone. The momentum is already in motion, and if the West doesn't act quickly, they might not be able to control this. We could be looking at $130 silver within weeks. But the real question is, can the West close the gap fast enough to avoid a total meltdown? Or are we already past the point of no return? And here's the hard truth. No one really knows what's going to happen next. We can analyze the numbers, look at the trends, and make educated guesses. But markets are unpredictable, and the future is uncertain. What we do know for sure is that the silver market is undergoing a structural reset. The Shanghai premium is real, the arbitrage is real, and the physical drain from Western vaults is happening now. What's happening with silver right now is a glimpse into a much larger issue, not the fragility of the global financial system. And if you're holding physical metal, you're in a better position than most. But here's what you need to remember. Don't let the chaos pull you off course. Stay calm, stick to your plan, and watch for the signals. Because when this thing blows wide open, you'll need to be ready. If you're watching this, it's because you know the stakes. So make sure you're prepared, because by the time mainstream media catches up, it might be too late. And trust me, the vaults are emptying fast. That's it for now. If you found this valuable, hit subscribe for more updates and analysis. Drop a comment about what you're seeing in your local market. I want to hear from you. Stay sharp, and I'll see you in the next one.